It's really weird feeling like you live at the hospital. It's like this surreal feeling, like you just kind of go through the motions of everything that's going on. You like are waiting on nurses for times of cares because you want to be there to take care of your baby. And yeah, let's talk about Azariah. Let's talk about NICU stays. Let's just talk about it for a little bit. So I am Mama Bear to many. I am mom to 15 children, and 12 of my children are still like at home. My oldest son is married. My next son passed away in 2022, and I am here at the NICU at Boston Children's. So we're going to talk about that. NICU life is so different. I've been talking to a lot of the women here. A couple people, you're here all the time and you just get to know each other, right? And so I've made some friends here, which is absolutely wonderful. But some days you just feel like it's so surreal, and you have to like come up with these new schedules, and then like your schedule is not around you, it's around what's going on and what's happening. And simple things like eating don't happen at normal times, because a lot of times you're waiting for doctors or like specialists, or you're waiting for somebody to come in. Like if Azariah has like a therapy session or something, I might not know about it until like the hour before. So I might have planned to like go to lunch or something like that at that time, but I'm gonna stay there to be there for therapy for him. And then sometimes like his care is like at 8, but he seems content, then they might actually just wait until closer to 9. So then it just throws things off. So my other things kind of get thrown off as well, and it's always like calculating in your head when you're gonna do what, when I'm gonna pump. And I have a timer for pumping every 3 hours. And I try to stick by that, but if his care needs me first, then I'm gonna do that first. Right now, it's really difficult because I can't hold him. I held him once after surgery when we were on the cardiac unit, but he has a certain line, an RA line, that goes up, like I guess it goes up to his heart, and they don't feel comfortable on the NICU with me holding him. So they were trying to find out, or it's been like this whole crazy thing today of trying to find out if it's okay by the surgeon to take out that RA line. So at first there was news that he was going to get both his wires and his RA line out, and then half an hour later it was, no, he can't have his RA line out. And I said, okay, like, can we figure out a way that would work for everyone, that would be like safe and okay for me to hold him? And because I can hold him like downstairs, because they can, if anything happened, they can like take care of it there. But we're 8 to 11 floor, right? So a couple floors up, then it might not be whatever. So just trying to talk things through so we can have a plan. Maybe that means that like we need to move again if they want that RA line for the remainder of his stay. Then if I can't hold him for the remainder of his stay, if I'm up here, then I would probably request to see if I could be on a different floor because of that. But if they have like certain hours that I can hold him instead, when it is safe, when people would be available, like for his breathing tube, because he's a hard intubation, then they just give me certain times beforehand. They gave me certain times of day that I could hold him. So I have my supper right in front of me. I hit a couple of bites, but like, I don't know, it's pork, pasta, something like that. I've been trying not to eat so many carbs, and I was gonna eat sausage and peppers, but they said that they didn't have any more of those. And I was just trying to figure out what looked halfway decent. So I'm eating pasta tonight. So I was gonna finish the video that I just started, so I sent you this beginning of the video. And so many things have happened in the less than 24 hours since I shot that part of the video. So I actually got to hold him today, which is super exciting, super exciting. So they are taking out so it's like a surgical procedure. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., they are taking out the Broviac line. The pacing wires, yes. The pacing wires and the Broviac line. So they'll like hold his feeds. They're making sure that there'll be blood in the room, and they'll do like a surgical procedure in the room. So, yes. He weighs over 7 pounds now. I think it's like, I don't know, I forget like the thing. I think it's like 7.3 or something like that. It's 34 is it kilograms? What do they weigh him in? I think kilograms. I never understand why the United States is like inches. It's like the only place that has inches besides like the rest of the country is all in metric, and we're the only weirdos. Anyway. But then it's not taught really in school, so I get lost in the milliliters and liters and kilograms and all that type of stuff. So, yes. So, he is getting those lines out. They did a test today, this morning. No, they were going to do the test at 5:30 this morning, but after he had his cares at 4, then it was, he was grumpy. So they decided not to do his, they had to give him a little bit of sedative after he had his cares to get him so he would stop moving his head around like this because he has the tube in his mouth. So they gave him a little bit of a sedative, and they didn't want to do the lung test until after that. But they did a lung test today, later on in the day, and he passed that. So that means that they are going to get ready to extubate at some point. Originally, the thought was for them to do it this morning and then like take the tube out today. But then there was the question of the RA line and that, which he will need to be like fully sedated for. And it's like, why would you like, and then, so tomorrow they're like, well, we'll do that in the morning and then we can take it out in the afternoon. And I brought up the point, like, you're going to have him fully sedated in the morning, do all this work to him, and then expect that he's going to be perfectly fine after that and be extubated. Like, why not just wait a day and do it the following morning? So that is what is getting approached to the nurse practitioner and the whole team. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that they don't do it tomorrow and they wait one more day so that he has time to recover from the procedure, surgery. I'm not quite sure what they call it. Yeah, so that is the plan. So that would be, so then on Friday, then they would take the tube out, which would be exciting. Nerve-wracking. This is all kind of nerve-wracking, but exciting all at the same time. But he would have so many less lines. I'm kind of excited. He threw up a couple times today. I think though it was right after they gave him Ursidile, which is like one of his medications, and he kind of got gaggy, and then for like a little bit after, he was really gaggy for like 2 hours. So, I don't know. I've been in here like for about an hour away from him. He was sound asleep. He'll probably be getting back up, I don't know, pretty soon. We'll see. Because he was awake most of the day, honestly, so he might sleep for a while. I came in here and I ate my supper, which was not so good. Sometimes the day gets busy, so then I have to get food like at an odd time of the day, and then lots of things are already sold out or not available, so I end up eating pizza. And you guys, if you've been here before, you know my love-hate relationship of pizza. I've been trying to not eat pizza and not eat as much gluten. Honestly, my hands are horrible. Look, can you see like the eczema starting? Yeah. That's two combinations. One, I'm like allergic to water. I know that sounds so stupid, but I am. If I do dishes, that's why I'll do all the chores in the house, but dishes, if I do dishes too much, my hands are like this. Tomatoes, and I think I'm allergic to gluten. I've never been tested for any of these things. These are just the things that seem to affect me. So, oh goodness. I know you guys have lots of questions with this whole like getting rid of animal things and why my people are here and why my people are there and what's going on and have I seen my kids, and currently right now it's not safe for me to be around my children, which is very bittersweetly sad. Yeah, because people are sick and they're rotating a sickness through the house. So in answer to that question, no, and it's very sad. So I've been at the hospital almost 2 weeks, like a week and a half, since before his surgery, right? Yeah, so it's been 2 weeks, because that would have been 2 weeks on Monday. So I've been in the hospital for over 2 weeks now, without leaving. Actually, yesterday it was beautiful, and I walked down to CVS. It's been rough the past couple days. I think it's like everything kind of hit me at once. Like, oh my goodness, all this stuff had happened like so close together, and there's so many like unknowns and so many things that we're just trying to figure out, like behind the scenes. Some things I've shared here and some of them I haven't shared here. But there's lots of things for us to figure out. I know people are asking, when do we think we're going to go home? It could still be quite a while. And I don't know if we can go home. And it's all crazy. We live far away from medical. We live 2 hours away from medical. We live 2 hours away from medical. To bring a medically complex child 2 hours away from medical is scary, if that's our choice. Even having Sweet Pea, we had been discussing before Azariah was born, what the future was going to look like, because a couple of our children are traveling 2 to 4 hours for medical care. So we don't know what it's gonna look like. We really don't know. We're just taking it one day at a time, at the same time keeping our eyes, our minds, but honestly, we're on a journey, right? I can't see myself though ever living in a city. So, not happening. I could see myself living in a suburb temporarily, but my heart's in the land. My heart's in homesteading. It's part of you.